Avinnash Gorakssakar is with us right now on the show. Avinnash, good morning. Good to have you with us here. The minute to go for start, how would you say the day is going to be? Meaningfully higher?
I think clearly, after seeing yesterday's strong recovery in the second half, Prashant, my sense is I think the markets would slowly consolidate. And I think clearly, if the global markets settle down, I think if you have got some proper sanity coming on the global markets, especially China, and more importantly on the crude price front, my sense is I think the markets have already, gone below 7,500 yesterday. They managed to defend the 7,500 level. So I think today should be a good positive day. Hopefully, we have numbers from large market cap players like Hindustan Unilever, Z. So I think even the corporate numbers would make a difference if there are some positive surprises coming in today.
Okay, first trades coming up right now. 29, 30 odd points higher on the Nifty. 10 points now. 50 points on the Sensex right now. So it's a smallish start, smallish higher start, flat actually almost now. Axis Bank is absolutely flat. ICICI is actually lower now by about 0.6%. Reliance is up 0.75%. Bank of Baroda is down about 0.15. Nifty is down 2.5 now. Coal India is up 0.67. Yes Bank is up 1%. ITC is down 0.75%. ONGC is down 1%. Idea is down 1.5%. So that's 121. Sun Pharma is up about 0.5% or so. Z is up 0.6%. Larsen is down 1%. BHEL is absolutely flat. HDFC Bank is down 0.4%. Adani Port down 0.13%. HUL down about a third. BPCL is up 0.4%. NTPC down 0.14%. HCL Tech is down about 1%. 822 plus or so on HCL Tech. GAIL is down 0.64%. Bharti is down 0.4%. HDFC Limited is down 0.75 or so as well. So this is the large cap open, neither here nor there. But 2-point change is where we are on the Nifty. And about 20 odd points on the Sensex. Kotak Bank is lower, ACC is down, IndusInd Bank is flat, Ultratech is up 0.16. Nifty is up 8 now. Sensex is up about 50. Vedanta 1.3 higher, Hero MotoCorp up a little bit, Axis Bank is down about a quarter, Tata Motors is down about 0.8, 0.9. You got Kane India down, is up about nearly 1%. Hindalco is up 0.67% as well. Pankaj, what's happening in the mid-cap list?
Well, Prashant, as of now, the opening is particularly not that great for the mid-cap space. But if I come and look at the names, Pipavav Defense, there is a board meet today. It's up about 2.5%. Arcom, we got you the news flow regarding Arcom. It's up about 2.5%. Mindtree, results on 18th. So there is still a couple of days, but last trading day ahead of that, ahead of the results, 2% higher for that name. Maruti Idea, of course, from the large cap space, but are doing well. Cadila Healthcare has got an approval for 5,000 crores of fundraising. So that's one name that is in focus. Oberoi Realty, results today, we'll just get previews going. Generally, you don't see volumes on this name. As of now, also just about 5,000 shares, Oberoi Realty, but it's up about 2%. Apollo Hospitals is up 1.3. Voltas is up 1.3. Bata, Natco, Amtech Auto, IGL, so names that had been going up continuously are seeing some traction. But again, Prashant, it's not very overwhelming. It's not that, we are seeing some big movements coming into the mid-cap space. So maybe we'll wait for a little bit of volume pickup. Just wanted to highlight one name, Motherson Sumi. We had some issues of Renault yesterday for the emission norms, something that we've seen for Volkswagen earlier. Motherson Sumi has Renault also as a client. It's not as big as Volkswagen, but definitely does have an impact, 2.5% in terms of decline. Siant Limited, we'll be talking to the management at 11:15 today. They declared numbers yesterday. It was down 5%. It's again opened down with about 1.5% in terms of downtick. Not much apart from this on the downside. Probably we'll wait for a little bit volume pickup to come in. As of now, things are looking decent.
Okay, 12 points on the Nifty now. So there's a bit of a pickup which has happened, and about 70 odd points on the Sensex as well. So that's a start. It's a tentative start, not too excited or anything. It's a slow start. Pratik Agarwal is with us as well. Pratik, good morning. Good to have you with us here. Thanks for your time. Pratik, of course, is business head and CIO at ASK Investment Manager.
Good morning.
Let's get out of the wall, please. Pratik, what's your view? What's your view on the markets? Are you sensing any near-term bottom?
Fear factor is pretty high. Valuations are nice. The only thing that people need to be convinced about is earnings. We do hope this quarter throws up a few positive surprises, and we do believe that as we go deeper into the new year, the positive surprise from numbers should only increase given the low base and hopefully improved economic growth scenario. So from where we are, we really believe making money at least to the extent of earnings growth, if not higher, should be possible.
Just a quick point, brief answer, Pratik. Do you expect the market to fall a lot more in this current leg?
I don't. No, I don't.
So, but you don't expect a sharp rebound as well, right?
No, so the market is a mixture of various sectors. We do believe that commodities and corporate lenders would continue to face issues in the market. The businesses are under stress, but the other parts of the economy which are not under stress and are actually benefiting from the macro should continue to do well. That's the part that has held out relatively better even in this crack. As earnings come into that part of the market, we do believe stock prices should respond quite well.
Avinash, what's your own sense? Do you expect a meaningful uptick? When the market has corrected very quickly, I wouldn't say a lot, but it has come off.
No, it has, but my sense is, I think, clearly the downside from here on, according to me at least, does not seem to be quite significant. And even on the upside, I think, whatever upside could happen, could obviously happen, on a stock specific basis. Overall, I think the markets are not looking at any big kind of Q3 kind of positive surprises. In fact, except for a few sectors, where possibly earnings could be strong, I think the rate sensitive pack, especially capital goods or construction or even the real estate pack, I think could possibly, still continue to show some sluggish numbers. But overall, I think, Prashant, we are not in a situation where, there could be a big sell-off. I think whatever sell-off has happened has largely been because of the, devaluation of the yuan again, the Chinese, sell-off. So I would say that, markets have to be clearly, looking at the global, factors in point. And to that extent, I think 7450 or 7500 could be a level where I think, the markets could possibly, settle down and possibly, gradually move up.
Yeah, settle down, gradually move up. See, but I think the enthusiasm for stocks and mid caps and small caps has gone down a lot very quickly. Pratik, what's happening there in that space? Mid caps, small caps?
Yeah, so that was a space that I think we discussed last time around also, looked more expensive than large caps. So typically in the past that has not sustained. Typically in the past when valuations on the mid cap side has tended to be more than large cap, the space has tended to correct. This is something which was recognized by the market and was being talked about. So frankly, it was quite well expected. So we are not surprised with what has happened on the mid cap space at all.
Yeah. Are you seeing any opportunities coming up in that space? Would steep falls or no? I mean, there's a lot. Generally speaking, obviously, and I'm generalizing here, you think there's a lot more froth?
So we have exposure to a few mid caps, so we are not against mid caps or we are not against large caps. We basically seek to buy good quality and good growth visibility. It can happen in both large cap and mid caps. This is something we want to make it clear to viewers. A lot of time mid caps are associated with high growth, but look at it sector by sector. Two largest pharma companies are the fastest growing ones. The largest auto company is the fastest growing one. The two largest IT companies are the fastest growing ones. So growth has got nothing to do with caps. That is something that we need to convince ourselves with. If you are investing for the long term, it has to be sustainable, compounding, long period growth. Which more often than not is available more in steady larger businesses rather than smaller businesses.
Avinnash, any specific things you want to discuss? Any specific stocks, etc.?
I think just to take the discussion on mid caps, Prashant, I think clearly stocks from the tier 2 IT pack, especially stocks like KPIT Cummins or maybe something like a Persistent. My sense is I think probably these could be good opportunities. We have been talking to such companies, and our sense is that hopefully I think the kind of pressures we probably are likely to see in the larger players, you could see some value unlocking here. I mean value upside here, and more importantly from the large cap space, stocks like Ashok Leyland. Even looking at the kind of volume growth and the kind of management guidance for FY17, my sense is the current price definitely offers a good risk reward ratio. This is a decent large cap, a fairly large presence in South India, and with the CV cycle actually growing quite robustly. My sense is I think second half of 2016 could see a bigger kind of run rate for most of the CV players, and here I think Ashok Leyland looks quite attractive.
Ashok Leyland looks very attractive. 89.45. Any other ideas, specific ideas?
I think clearly from the auto component space, clearly there have been some negative surprises, for something like a Motherson Sumi. But there have been some stocks like, as I said, Jamna Auto or maybe typically a Minda Corp. These are companies which are now getting into newer products and newer technologies. In fact, Minda Corp is now getting into electronic sensors. They're getting into products associated with airbags. In fact, Maruti just recently introduced a new Alto with a airbag kind of variant. So obviously airbags are going to be getting compulsory from October 2017, and older cars are going to get airbags selectively compulsory from 2018 October. So I think these are companies which possibly investors should look out, because the volumes may be lesser here, but Prashant, the technologies which these companies have invested, I think probably in the next 12-18 months you could see probably a lot of activity coming out from such kind of auto plays.
Okay, Jamna has done very well. Actually, a fair bit of interest. I don't know if it's done well, but Minda Corp. We spoke with Jamna and Auto both back to back. I think about a fortnight back, and Ashok Leyland is the other one, which Avinnash is pointing us out to. Last we spoke, Prateek, you were talking about look at paint companies, adhesive companies, chemicals, clothing companies, oil marketing companies. You found still very cheap.
Yes.
Auto, FMCG.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything specific? You want to drill down a little bit? Any of these names?
So
because generally, I think prices in all these sectors would also come off with the market under pressure.
No, so you would be surprised. Pull up Pidilite, pull up Asian Paints, etc. Pull up Goodla's Nerolac. You would be surprised with the steadiness of the prices in this space. Very clearly when the raw mat prices are so volatile, when the environment is so volatile in terms of currency, etc., one has to look at only businesses with a lot of pricing power. So the pack which has a lot of pricing power has held out quite well in this market crack versus other spaces. So even look at autos, in the car space, Maruti, while the currencies may be impacting it a bit, it's held out much better than other spaces. So that is what our point always has been. The environment is uncertain. It is not a high growth environment in which everybody does well. It is a low growth environment as far as the globe is concerned. It's a sub 2.5% growth environment for the globe. So in this kind of an environment, yes, good numbers are possible, but only the best can deliver that. And pricing power, the ability to pass on the input price changes, keep sustaining margins is extremely important in this kind of a scenario. So that has been our focus for a length of time and is increasingly our focus going forward.
Yeah. Lever is going to come out with earnings today, Prateek. One is kind of talked about Patanjali and what it can do and things like that. Any thoughts on what lever would mean for the rest of the consumer earnings?
So it is a bellwether, yes. It is into a lot of spaces yet, yes, but it is not into, for example, paints and adhesives. So if you or very majorly into food, so there are stickier FMCG categories. To our mind, levers tends to face much more competition in the categories that it is present in versus some of the other names where we are more clued. So yes, it may set some kind of a trend for FMCG, but we don't believe it influences paint companies or adhesive companies or food companies by any measure.
Avinnash, lever?
I think, as you mentioned, Patanjali definitely has now been making a significant impact, but it's still too early to make a call whether it could actually, hit levers numbers significantly. I think the overall figure which I think most analysts would like to see is what is the kind of volume kind of kick off in most of the significant categories, especially personal health care or maybe detergents. So I would say that apart from the profit number, the volume growth number, anything below 5%, Prashant, could be a big disappointment. I think that would be a clear indication that rural demand is yet to pick up, and I think indications are already built in that rural demand has actually softened. So whatever improvement my sense is could happen is probably after a couple of quarters. Hopefully we have a good monsoon, but looking at the kind of trends, rural demand still continues to be quite weak.
All right, gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much, both of you,